Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming over to another Friday Night Live. Tonight we have this month's special guest, Earworm, and I'm really happy to have this guy on. Mr. Ed Oliver has agreed to join us for tonight. So thank you so much, Ed, for coming over.
No problem.
And also we have Mark the Gentleman Woodturner and Wayne the Woodturner. So thanks, guys, for joining us again, as always.
Good evening.
Woodturners.
Yeah, a lot of wood turners. So, so guys, if you've got any questions for Ed, we all know that Ed's puts on some great shows. We know he's a very talented man. So if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask Ed while he's here, I'm sure he'll be pleased to answer any questions that you've got. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to turn something out of a piece of old scrap worktop. This is a piece of solid oak, 40mm thick by, I think it's 10.5 inches. No, sorry, by a foot, 12 inches.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. Real inches,
Real
that
inches?
is. Yeah, real inches. Yeah. So I'm going to turn a scrap wood platter out of this. And depending on what time we've got, might even put a bit of texture on it, a bit of gill cream or embellishing waxes. We'll see how we go. I'll sort of suck it and see. But tonight it's mainly about talking to Ed and seeing what Ed's got going on and things like that. So what I'll do is I'll stick this in the lathe. And while I'm doing that, if you guys want to go through the chat, that would be absolutely marvellous. Thank you very much.
I'll read out who's
Mark's
in then.
do that.
Right, so from the list I've got here in front of me, I want to chuck us in the background.
Done it.
Good. We've got Wood Wizardry by Colin, Hodgepodge Woodworks, Brian at Woodturning, Ruby Clare, Lawrence Pigaja, Jennifer Stroughton, Wivey Woodshed, Circular Wood by Keith, Gerard the French Turner, Nick Castle, Andy Llanethley, Lawrence Pigaja, Terry Bartlett, Terry from TJ Turning, Barry's Wood Creations, Pete from Twisted Trees, Wendy Groff, Kitty 602, Peter the Parkwood Turner, down the list, we're all saying hello to each other. I Love Woodturning from Adam, Benjamin, David Vaughan. Did I say Wood Wizardry by Colin?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yep. Steve Ellis, Woodworm Paul, Jay's Cabin. Who else? Door 60, Henry Morgan, Pat Cummins, IDR Woodturning, and that's it, I think. If I missed anybody, do apologise. Blame YouTube.
Blame YouTube.
Rex has already got a question for Ed about the piece that's sitting behind him. Did you turn that, Ed?
Yeah, that's a wall art that I did 4 years ago, something like that. It's symmetrical, which is unusual for me because most of my work is random. But I decided to do something symmetrical. So yeah, it's something I did about 4 years ago. I've got a few pictures for backdrop, so I'll change them throughout the evening. There's different bits and pieces I've done. So,
Oh,
nice.
Joe Senior's in. I missed her apparently.
And Glenn's in the house as well. Ruby's in. Kim Dickerson's in.
Did you mention
Willow
Stuart?
Taylor. Willow Taylor's in. Hello from Willow in Arizona, USA.
Oh,
Hi, Willow.
well, hello, Willow.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you mention Stuart, Mark?
Oh, and Stuart Greeny's in. Sorry, Stuart.
Oh, man.
Can't believe I forgot Stuart.
He's not sorry at all, Stuart. He told me he wasn't going to mention you.
Yeah, he did mention it earlier when we was waiting.
Look, I'm all starstruck. Ed Oliver's in the house.
Can't believe you dropped Stuart's name. Poor Stuart.
Oh no, terrible.
Trevor P. Hobby Turner's in.
John McDonald's just come in as well.
Eric Winkler's in.
Evening, everybody. Thank you very much for coming over. So I'm going to start off by putting my mortise in the bottom. 55mm, or just over 55mm. That in.
What gouge you got there, Steve?
It's the Simon Hope 3/8 bowl gouge that Mark made me buy.
Didn't make you do anything. It's not my fault.
You did. You got me in trouble with my wife. Right, so I'm going to give this a bit of shape now.
I get everybody in trouble with their wives. That sounds wrong.
Actually, I'm going to go to a 1/2 inch gouge. I think that'd be easier with that.
Lewis is in. Hi, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis. Give it a bit of sharpen. I should have done this earlier, but I was late home, so.
So Joe's asking what you're making, Steve.
Really, Joe? Do I need to answer that, Joe? Really?
The mess.
Yeah, it will be a mess. I'm making what she made me make. She told me I had to do this tonight.
Christina Michael Hesseltine are in. Hi.
Hi,
Good
Christina
evening.
Michael. Welcome. Hope you're both well.
And Richard from RJK Spinning Wood is in as well.
Right, Richard. Right, so we'll use a 1/2 inch bowl gouge now.
The Glyn says he stood in rally and got spannered with Ed Oliver.
Well
Starstruck.
that was a drunken AAW seminar.
Yeah.
Russell Clark and I went over, met up with Gwen, and yeah, we did have a few sessions at a bar. Good fun. Good fun.
I've got to say, I've done similar in Coventry with Ed as well.
Yeah. Coventry there, good fun.
Question for you, Steve. How thick do you plan to leave the bottom on this one?
Well, I can't leave it no thicker than 40mm. So it's going to be thinner than normal.
Right, Jennifer's asking Ed a question. How long have you been wood turning, Ed, and what got you into wood turning?
I've been wood turning now for I'm having to think 8 years ish. And what happened is Karen, my wife, buys me an experience every birthday. And back in 2013, she bought me a 2-day wood turning course. Well, I'm actually a qualified furniture maker. I did an apprenticeship as that and left as soon as I qualified. I couldn't stand it. So I went along to this old boy, Tom Pockley. We're good friends now. And I was going to turn her an egg cup. That would do. And I just instantly fell in love with it. So then I started doing 40, 60 hours a week, evenings and weekend. Every spare minute I had, I stood at a lathe and treated it like an apprenticeship. And had a lot of fun and met a lot of lovely people.
Nice one. Jigsy Shed's in.
Hi, Jixie.
Who else is? Chitsky Wood Creations has just come in.
Oh, look, you're in trouble now. Mike Walt's in the house.
Rob from Copper Owl is in. The young Mr. Walt, as Ed has already said, the young Mr. Walt is in as well.
Yeah.
I use that term loosely. Young, that is.
Hello, Ed. Hello, Mike.
That was all Mike. Mike, that was all Mark's fault. Oops, wrong button. I pressed the wrong button.
No, nothing's my fault. Completely blameless.
Right, Eric Winkler has got a question for you, Ed. Could you just share about what you would like to turn in your future that you haven't tried yet?
That's a good question. I think the only thing that I haven't really done is a monster bowl. And I quite fancy tackling one of them, something sort of 8 foot in diameter or something like that.
Right. You have done some fair size bowls on your VBs.
Oh, I've done a lot of big what people would consider big turning. I've done oliforms, I've done spindle turning, I've done the odd bit of production work, which really don't float my boat, but I do it to prove to myself I can do it. Holoforms are my favourites, and a big holoform. I've never done anything sort of 4 foot in a holoform, so something like that. Yeah, the 2 challenging projects that I'd like to take on at some point.
Nice one, nice one. There was a bunch of us got together at Glenn's place last year, February last year. Steve was there, where we started on a was 3 foot by 12 inch ash on the VB. It's rough turned. It is still sitting in Glenn's workshop, ready to be finished at some point.
And Glenn reckon he's going to fill it for sweet sauce for us when he's finished it. Oh, what's going on there?
Ed, Benjamin's got a question. He says, Ed, salmon sandwich or tuna sandwich?
I prefer jelly tot. I'd sooner have a jelly tot sandwich, wouldn't you?
Jelly tot
A
sandwich.
jelly tot
That's
something I've never
You're
tried.
missing out. All go and try a jelly tot sandwich.
Hang on, I'm just going to mention that to Jane and see what she thinks. Jane, jelly tot sandwich, what do you reckon? Oh no, Jane's just puked.
Got to try a pot noodle sandwich. That's awesome.
Eric has said he would like to see some of. I'm taking it this is your project, Ed. That you have done, if possible. Do you have any photographs anywhere?
There's one in the background. Hold on. Yeah, I've got. Let me go grab a couple of bits. Hold on.
Right, while you're looking for that, Glenn has put in to yourself and me why don't we do a VB36 challenge?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, Mike. Mind you, he might expect this since how he's Welsh, but he's gone really weird here. You can't beat a lamb and Mars bar sandwich in my book.
Stuart used to love it.
Did I hear that right? Lamb and Mars bar.
Yes,
yeah, that's what he said. Mind you, Mike is old and he is losing his faculties, so you can expect that type of thing from Mike.
Stuart says he used to love a sugar sandwich when he was a kid.
Yeah, sugar sandwiches. Ruby Claire has put in, Wayne and Mark, what future project would you like to try? Right, I'm going to leave that one for you to start off with, Mark.
Oh, thanks. Well, because I'm so new to it, so inexperienced, just about everything I try now is new.
Yeah, I think with me, it is going to be something really big. Right, Brian is asking you, Ed, do you have, for wood turning I'm talking about here, do you have a favourite tool?
3/8 fold gouge.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that, and that's
I
mine as well.
turn everything with a 3/8 fold gouge.
Steve, could you just bring us back on screen so they can see what Ed's put up?
Certainly.
Please.
So that bit in the background now was a carved horse chestnut base just here. Then a tapered pot and amorphous, is it? They called it. I don't know. I always get the names wrong. And
Fair
that's
Something like that.
fir oak. So that was one. This one was a coloured piece of horse chestnut. I did that 6 years ago or something like that.
That's nice.
The blues and greens. So that was something there. And if I come back to it, I've got a few pictures. This is one of my first pieces that I pierced.
Oh my god, that looks technical.
That's nice.
That's about 14 inches tall, 10 inches across. Took about 50 hours to mark
How
it
often
out,
is it?
cut it out, and then
How
burn.
thin is it, Ed?
That was around about 4 or 5 mil.
Okay, nice one.
Not super thin. And it's contrast. So the collar on the top is highly polished. The inside is natural wood, and the outside is all burnt textured.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looks really nice.
Then we've got something like this. This appeared on the front of the Woodturning magazine back in 19. That was
remember that
around
one.
about 16, 17 inches across. I took all the bark off the outside edge. It's a fir piece of oak. And I gilded all of the edge all the way round. It was about inch and a half thick. Polished the back so it's pure burr, and then burnt textured and gilded the bands, and it stood on a black base with a gild. First show I took it to, I sold it straight away. So that was
Nice one.
a lot of people like that.
Don't doubt it. It's beautiful.
Then this bit, that's carved with the burrs and that, and then gilded, and it's sort of the top band that you can see were dome burrs. The middle section was pierced and scraped, so you got lines, and then the bottom, which I don't think you can see in that picture, was ball burrs put in. So you got 3 contrasting textures in 3 bands. So that was something. Now I took that to the AWGB seminar back in, I think that was 19. And they pick out the top 50 pieces from the instant gallery, and that was selected as one of the top 50. This piece here I called Wired. This was my first move into art with wood turning. It was a bit of horse chestnut. This is thin. This is turned to about 3 mil. And then it's been lacquered, and then hot melt glue spread over it, and the hot melt glue was highlighted with silver gilt cream, and that got selected in 2015 as a top 50 piece, I think it was. So
Nice one.
then this piece, if I bring this up to the camera, have you got this on camera?
Yep.
Let me get in close, see if you can see that.
I love that piece.
There, let's get the camera on it. I've gone.
That's because you're blending in with your background.
Disappeared.
There you go. There you go. Stay there, Ed. Don't move. There you go.
So that piece is pierced down there, painted black inside, and then this is all cut bird all the way over in different sizes. The whole surface is textured. I called it Cosmos, and I took that over to the AWGB seminar in 2019, because when you go to these seminars, as a delegate, you're allowed to enter 3 pieces, and it's an instant gallery of mind-blowing work everywhere. And in America, what they do is they critique the pieces. They have art dealers going around, and they will critique. So Mark Baker, who sadly died, the editor of the Woodturning magazine, was over there. And I saw him. He said, "Oh, congratulations." I said, "Congratulations. What for?" He said, "Your piece has been selected for critique." I said, "That might not be congratulations. Then might it?" He said, "Oh, no, this is serious stuff over here." And they selected it out of, I don't know how many pieces there. And the guy was suitably impressed with it. And they asked you how you come to do it and so on. So that came back. So I've kept that one. That's staying in my collection. These are some of my favourite things to do. This is olive root, and if I can get that camera there,
can I just jump in for a
second? The voids going through the pot.
Can I just jump in for a second, because Rex B has said, "Can we see an Ed live show? These pieces are amazing." Can I just say that Ed usually puts a live show out on a Saturday morning, UK time at 10 a.m. He may not be able to manage tomorrow because he's having internet problems, but he usually puts a live out on 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning UK time.
Yep.
And I've got to say, it's an experience.
And then one of my last finished pieces is this.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's all chestnut burr again. All the voids, this might not be showing up too well on this camera, are gilded. And then it's been stained with chestnut spirit stains. And Karen, my wife, said, "I really would like," I said, "What do you want for Christmas?" She said, "I really would like us to have a piece of your work in here that we keep." And this had been on the bench for about a year, partly done. So I went out and finished it and coloured it all up. And so that was a Christmas present.
Nice.
She must have liked it because I'm not wearing it. There's a few bits of work. Hope that helps you.
Right, can I just say, Ed, that Mike Walters put in about your Saturday morning lives. It's not a good experience. But yet again, what would he know, seeing as how he's blind and deaf and Welsh?
Right, I'm going to carry on.
Oh, you forgot old, Wayne. You forgot old. Blind, old, deaf, and Welsh.
Right.
Sorry, Mike.
You're really treading on thin ice today, Mark, aren't you, with Mike?
No,
He's trying to get the sack.
No. God sack me, I've got the shirt.
Right, so let's just clean up in there a little bit, and then we'll get it sanded. Where was I?
Cleaned up. Clean up the motors.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Must be seasons, it's hard, that is.
Barry from Real Simple Things has said Mike and Ed are as bad as each other with the cameras.
I don't know what he's talking about. I thought my cameras were all right.
Ed, did Karen tell you I had to phone her the other day? She said, "Oh, bloody hell, I'm in the house. I'll go and tell him." You'd left the camera on your green screen for about 20 minutes.
My live link.
I'll do it. I'll put it in.
You do it, right? Better someone else does it, because if I do it, what'll end up happening is I'll probably cut everybody off.
Right.
Have you got a link
And
up?
Mr. Walters just put in there, he's glad Steve's back doing some turning again, because he was bored with him, Mr. Ed Show.
Isn't it? You all know. Oh, Mike Walt. Oh, bro.
So I'll put a little bit of texture in there just to make it look pretty.
There's a link for Oliver's Woodturning YouTube channel. That's it, Oliver.
Thank you.
Neil Gould's just joined. Hi, Neil.
Hi, Neil. How you doing, mate?
For those of you who aren't subscribed to Ed, please subscribe. Hit the notification button to get all notifications, and then you will be notified on when he is next going live.
Right, let's get sanded.
Neil Gould is in the chat.
I just said that.
Mark
It's
already said
echoed.
that. I was just making sure that he was in there.
Show when his brother coming.
Keep up. Are you doing any colouring tonight then, Steve?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, you did colouring when Stuart was a guest.
Well, I did, but you can't colour every time.
Rex, I have got a bit of work that I've kept in my workshop. Was the very first piece that I turned. I could go and get it. It'll take a minute. I'll go and get it.
We've all got one of those, haven't we? The shelf of shame.
Hang on, I'm going to show that.
Wayne hasn't, because he burns anything that he doesn't like.
I have got one piece sitting in a cupboard somewhere from when I first started turning, which is actually a piece of Purdue. It's a bowl with a lid on it, and it looks absolutely bloody awful. But I've still got it.
Your dad's in, Steve.
Hi, Dan. How you doing?
Don't forget, guys, if you like what Steve's doing, bringing us all these special guests and everything he does on a Friday night, just hit that thumbs up.
James Pritchard's coming in. Now, Robert Hodgepodge has asked a question. I'll wait for Ed to get back.
Pete's asked a good question as well. Remember that one. Barry says he's got the bowl thingy that he made at Dale's, first time ever on a lathe, on his wall at home. Wicked.
Next one, Barry.
It's nice to keep the early pieces because it's a good reference to see how far you've come.
Or not.
Or not,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or not, yeah. Okay.
Mark at the Garden Workshop's just come in.
Hi, Mark.
And Douglas has asked a good question as well. So that's 3 questions that we need to be asking when he comes back.
Yep.
I'll just stand there quietly and turn in the corner.
Eric Winkler says, so thankful for Steve and the help he has been.
Oh, thank you, Eric. That's very humble of you to say.
Good comment.
Well, I thought I'd read it out just to stroke his ego a little.
Barry said about the bowl that he turned at Dale's is sitting next to the awesome blue bowl of Wayne's. Thank you very much, Barry.
Oh, the water drop bowl.
I can't remember if Barry picked that one up or not.
I think he did, yeah. The Wayne Clasper signature piece, that is.
Be worth a fortune one day, Barry.
We had a meet up at Dale's last July, and I took a load of stuff down to Dale's, which was stuff that needed to be repurposed, needed to be redone, and basically everybody who went there picked a piece up and took it away and to finish off how they wanted.
I've kind of started on the one that I took. I'm just too afraid to touch it in case I ruin it. I have added millimeter to it.
Brian has said to you, Steve, about standing in the corner, just standing in the corner and doing some turning. Best place for you. Smiley faces.
Thanks, Brian, for that. Thanks for the confidence, mate.
Blimey, Ed.
So I had to go and get the airline then and blow it off as well.
Bit dusty, was she?
You want to bring us back, Steve? Sorry, mate.
You're all right.
There we go. Ooh.
Put it in front of you.
In
Yeah,
front of you.
I'll
That's
get
it.
yeah. So it's what's commonly known as a dog's bowl. Straight-sided,
I'll think of the
bang at the
wolves.
bottom, tool marks everywhere, torn grain. And I was quite proud of that. It was the first thing I ever turned on my own. And I used to be, well, I still am a member of the AWGB forum. And I remember posting that. And you get a lot of very good turners on there. And I just said, be brutal and tell me what you think. So they said, looks like a dog's bowl. You've got a straight side, no curves on the outside. You've got torn grain everywhere. You've got this, you've got that, you've got t'other. And I thought, right. And I've always kept it because if I'm teaching and someone's been learning for a while and they get a bit disheartened, I bring this out and I say, that's what I started with. Yours is much better than mine. And they go, oh, okay. And it helps them along their way. So, yeah, I've always kept it. So that was the first of the piece.
Linking in quite nicely to that, Rex B is asked, do you have a piece you keep as a reminder of what not to do or to show it to others on what not to do?
That really. The reason the grain is torn in here and the centre's all torn out is because I was pushing too hard with the gouge. Most people with wood turning tools use far too much pressure and travel the tool far too fast to the revolutions of the wood coming over the cutting edge, and that causes you the biggest amount of problems. So yeah, this piece serves that purpose as well. You on this camera, you can't see how badly the grain is torn and bruised in here. The centerpiece is ripped out. I thought I'd sand it. Oh, well, there's a big dig mark in here that's probably 3 mil deep, you know. So they're all the things what not to do.
Everybody starts somewhere, though, don't they?
Oh, of course they do. Yeah. And if you fall in love with wood turning the way that I did, my biggest thing, and if you talk to any turners really that really enjoy their turning, their next piece is going to be finished better than their last. Yeah.
We had 3 questions for you, Ed, while you were away. One of them is Pete from Twisted Trees. As Ed is on this week, this is for Steve, but it involves Ed. As Ed is on this week, are you going to make this platter fly across the workshop? After all, you did colour for Stuart.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'll try not to. I will really try not to.
His camera's out of the line of fire. That'd be no fun.
Robert Hodgepodge has asked you, Ed, do you plan to return to the AAW in 2022?
The AAW is this year, 21.
Yeah. Is this year going to be a live one or a virtual one?
Live. It's planned to be live.
Okay.
Up in Staffordshire. They've got...
No.
The AAW in America.
Oh, the AAW in America. Sorry, I'm AWGB. Yeah, if we're allowed to travel, then plans are afoot to go. It's a fantastic show. Far bigger than we have over here. We get at the AWGB, you get 170, 180 people. AAWs, they get 1,500 people.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going to wood turning shows at the NEC in the 1990s, which was run by GMC, who do the wood turning magazine.
Yeah,
I remember going to them in the 1990s, and that was purely about wood turning, and the hall was huge. You know, and it was just about wood turning.
Yeah. Well, wood turning died in this country. It died right back, didn't it? And then
Yeah.
in the last year, it's gained a lot of traction, a lot of momentum.
Mike Walters asked, why has Ed stopped playing Uncle Albert in only 4 sources?
Oh, jeez.
That is my Mike Walt look. As he's my hero, I thought I'd grow a beard in tribute to Mike Walt.
Right,
I tell you,
Ed,
Ed, when Mike is down tomorrow, ask him about colouring his beard with shoe polish that he got from Martin Saban Smith.
right,
Now,
serious question from Douglas Mungham for you, Ed. What's the largest turning you have done?
largest. The biggest bow I've turned is 26 inches in diameter, about 10 inches deep, with loads of voids in the side.
Was that the one? Was that the Burrell one that you wrapped up with cling film?
The big Burrell, yeah, that I did
Yeah.
a video on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that
Facebook Live, wasn't it? I sort of had it going
yeah.
Facebook a few years ago. Platters, I think the biggest platter that I've turned is about 36 inch.
Mind you, those table legs you did the other day, they were big.
Yeah, they're the biggest spindles I've ever turned. And I've got a piece of Earworm on the lathe now. I will admit to it being sitting on the lathe for over a year, but that's about 36 inches by about 15. So it's like a wing piece, going round.
Oh, nice one.
Jennifer Strawton says,
I
Steve,
don't know why. I don't know why, but Mike Walt's telling me to shut up. That's not like him.
Steve,
what?
Jennifer,
I mustn't asked him about the boot polish then.
Oh, he's a touch sensitive about that.
Don't mention the boot polish.
Steve, Jennifer Strawton saying that, just reminding you, when you had Martin on it as a guest, you coloured then as well.
Oh, here we go. We're off. So you want me to make a bolt fly across the road? So that's a bit dangerous, isn't it? Really? Or is it?
No, if you're not standing in the way.
Well, no, what you could do, Steve. I mean, Ed is known for doing his colouring as well, but I know how you like to have a tidy workshop.
Yeah, first time out with his new FU 230, he covered it in red paint.
That's the way.
And the compressor, and the ceiling, and the floor, and the wall.
Was that a bit of oak?
What, the Steve's turning?
I don't remember now.
Yeah, see, I'd be quite good to get the Bunsen burner out on that and give it a good burning.
This is a piece of oak worktop, solid oak worktop.
Yeah, put a big bead, couple of beads in it, get the Bunsen burner out and set light to it.
What, on the bottom?
Yeah, it looks great.
There is
If it comes off the lathe one, it's all right. It's like a texturing wheel.
Oh, great. Thanks, Ed.
Benjamin's just asked a very good question here. What was one of your aha moments in wood turning when something just clicked? Can I just say mine was I went to Krafts Supplies in, I think it was either 1989 or 1990 for some wood turning lessons from Jamie Walwyn, who was a partner at Krafts Supplies at that time. Had a weekend's turning there, and my aha moment was when I actually managed to get the bevel rubbing with the bull gouge, and that just changed everything for me. That did.
I've got to say that was mine as well. And I think it was you, Wayne, that pointed out what I was doing wrong. As soon as I got that bevel going, just changed everything. Just fell into place.
Mine was in my first car. Turned the radio on and there it was. Take on me.
Yeah, but you're pretty sad, really, aren't you, Steve?
Ed, we do have a question that we ask all the guests. It's about time we asked you. Does your lathe go in reverse?
Oh. Yeah, it does. Yeah,
See,
yeah, yeah.
Steve. Now,
Yeah.
what you need to do, Ed, is you need to ask Steve that question.
What if his lathe goes in reverse?
No, it
Steve, is
doesn't.
your late?
No, it
No,
doesn't.
Steve.
No.
That's sad.
I thought everybody had a reversing lathe.
No, not this one, mate. Blame record power. Right.
It's a running joke, Ed.
Hang
bet,
on.
yeah, I can guess
Steve,
that.
you don't blame record power. You blame the people who did the speed control for you.
It was record power.
Oh, record power did that.
Yeah, that's all. That's the whole lot came already with the speed control on it.
All right, blame record power.
Yeah.
Right. Let's flip it.
Jennifer's just asking everybody in the chat if their lathes go in reverse. Does your lathe go in reverse, Wayne?
Both my lathes go in reverse. Yeah.
Yeah, mine goes in reverse as well.
Does it go really fast in reverse?
got the-
Mine. Well, both of mine go the same speed in reverse as they do forward. But mind you, with the big one, with the VB, it's also got a foot operated switch to switch on and off.
I've got one of those. They're really nice.
Bit posh, isn't it? Foot
Yeah,
operated
just-
switch.
It is very
Click.
posh.
Click.
proper
Yeah,
lathe. Stuart's saying that his lathe goes in reverse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice, Stuart.
Oh, Steve, you've got a saviour. Jigsy's shed. His lathe doesn't go in reverse.
Oh, thanks, Jigsy. Me and you stick together, bud. Damn the rest of them. As you might have noticed there, I didn't do the mortars big enough.
I've just noticed someone saying their lathe's going out the window.
Yeah, that was Douglas.
Yeah, and then Steve, don't think anybody didn't notice that you didn't cut the mortise big enough.
No, it was a mill shoot too narrow.
Yes, we all noticed.
Yeah,
Just insane.
it's not the first time, and I doubt that'll be the last.
Oops.
You know why, don't you? Why I didn't cut it the right size? Because I ain't got reverse.
You think of reverse well, yeah.
Oh, reverse.
Oh, hang on. Even Joe Senior has said that hers has got reverse as well.
Does Joe's got a new lathe?
Well, has she got it yet?
No.
Oh, she's picking it up in end of July.
No, but the lathe she has got goes in reverse.
Oh no, this is her own personal new lathe.
No, yeah, I know, but the jet one goes in reverse as well.
All right.
I think that'll fly off the chuck nicely.
God. The only reason I have a special guest there was for a little bit of support now and again, but it's not working this month.
That was support. He was absolutely certain it's going to fly off the lathe.
It didn't.
Oh,
it
hang
didn't-
on. Right, hang on. Let's go back a bit here. Let's go back
They're not square.
to 2018 at UKIS, where Ed was demonstrating how
That's
to
a
turn
quick hole.
how to turn fast on a lathe. And suddenly he had a thought, and he said, "This is going to fly off," and it did.
It did. We're flying. The others have stayed on though. One out of 5.
Yeah, but everybody remembers the one that flies off though.
All right, let's get this flattened out. Get some shape on it. I can't burn anyway because my blowtorch is at work.
Ah.
So, sorry.
See, it's a similar thing to Mike Walt again. Keep on coming back to Mike. Everybody remembers the 6,000 goblets that he's broken or had flown off the lathe, and nobody remembers the one that he's done perfect.
You've got to have a lucky day.
The one.
Poor old Mike.
Right, so a serious question for you there, Ed. Ed, is there any cut that you find hard and have to practice? That's from Douglas Mungham.
Probably. I would say I don't do enough work with a skew. I spent a lot of time with a lot of very good turners having courses. And I spent 2 days with a fellow called Stuart Mortimer. Some of you would have heard of him, some of you.
Yes.
But look up Stuart Mortimer, his work is top 5% in the world. And I always remember going along and he said to me, right, we're going to do a practice piece to start with using a skew. Can you use a skew? I said, yeah, I can use a skew. Well, Stuart Mortimer's got big hands and he's only got one speed, on and off. Over the lathe will do it at its maximum speed, that's what it's set to. So you turn the lathe on, he's got the skew and he's gone backwards, forward, and it was forked around with the skew. He's then gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then his V cut, and then he went zip, 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 and there were all his V's. So I looked at him, looked at this piece of wood, looked at him again, I said, I can't use the skew. And he said, you'll be fine. Well, what happened after that, I spent an hour every evening for about 3 months turning beads and codes with the skew until I didn't get a catch. And then I left it because I don't really single turn. So my weakest tool would be the skew because I'd have to stand there and practice it to get to a consistent flow with it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what people you see. That's what people don't do when they're coming into wood turning these days. They don't practice. They want to get in there, and they want to start running before they can walk.
Yeah. Best idea when you start wood turning is get some wood and turn it to nothing and learn how the tool cut and the speed and all this sort of thing. So that would probably be my weakest tool that I would need to stand at the lathe and use for a few hours, and then I'd be fine with it. It's all level cutting edge, realistically.
Bonjour, Lionel. Lionel Finn from Natalia DeLeo.
Hi, Lionel.
I'm using a skew in my life Monday night.
There, Wayne of the Big Feet and Valerie are in the house.
Hi, Wayne and Val. Should be good for a laugh because I'm crap at a skew. I'll give it a go.
You use the skew much then, Mark?
I use it more than I do on my lives. I use it when I'm just ordinary turning. But whenever I go live and start using it, I fall apart.
Probably because you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
If you practice with a tool enough, you don't think, do you? It's just an even flow, second nature. As soon as you start thinking about things, they go wrong. It's like me with cameras, really. I'll start thinking about them.
There's a turner in the chat, DJ Turning, Terry. He is excellent with a skew, and his ability to teach with a skew as well is really, really good. I'm very fortunate. I had a sort of a 2-hour lesson with him yesterday because he lives near me. One of his videos that he did recently is a very, very good skew exhibition.
Whoops.
So I'm hoping to have picked up something yesterday to take with me on Monday.
So Richard from RJK Spinning Wood is asking Ed, how many hours a week do you manage to get into the workshop?
Currently, in the last year, I've probably had an hour and a half on a Saturday morning doing a live, and that's it. I used to be in the workshop every minute that I could. It was 40, 60 hours a week. But I think once you've tackled most projects, you think, why am I turning it? You know, so shop life has kept me a bit busy, but I am got a plan that I'm going back over to my lathe. Got a few jobs and issues in the
Good.
head.
A couple of people in the chat are saying that I open the tin of wax with a skew better than just about anybody else. It's my usual trick. So how thin you going to go then, Steve?
How thin do you want me to go? I can go so thin you won't see it if you like.
Funnel Club.
Funnel, I've been there a
Oh,
few times.
Yeah,
Ed,
that'll be
you-
usual
you-
on a live.
Yeah. He did that 2 weeks running, Ed, last
Hopefully.
year. Yeah.
I like to be consistent. Hello, who's that messaging me?
So much so that I had to make him a depth gauge. He hasn't gone through the bottom yet. Information.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But Mark actually used his own depth gauge and made a funnel.
Oh, he's not saying a lot now, is he? Eh? Not cocky now. I reckon I must be getting close. That sounds holler. Sounds thin.
People in the chat will know why I'm going to ask this question. What's the thinnest you've ever gone on a bowl, Ed?
That looks pretty thin there. Look
She's
in the middle. The thinnest I've done is I did a fully round bowl that was about 3 inches, 4 inches in diameter, and it went down to 1 mil. And again, it was another reason that I wanted, just to make sure that I could do it.
I did one last week. Just saying. 0.48 of a mil.
All the way round, consistent.
Around the rim, yeah.
No,
yeah, around the rim.
not all the way around.
Around the rim.
Just the rim.
Yeah. It was under a mil all the way down to the bottom, though. But at the top, it was 0.48.
And what happened to it?
Well, it was green wood and it had a pith in it, so it self-destructed overnight.
Should have mic'd it.
Yeah, a couple of people in the chat said I should have put it straight in the microwave.
Yeah, what you do is you mic them, but don't let them get hot. So sort
In
of
and
20 seconds or
In
so,
Yeah.
let it cool down and do it again. And
Half
you'll
power.
see the moisture and the wood drying out and won't move.
Half power, not full power.
Yeah. John, I can't show you the bowl. It's in pieces. It split itself
mine-
apart the next morning
I've got to say, mine got down to 0.8 of a mil
and stayed together. Yeah.
and stayed together. It is now oval and it is being pierced.
Right.
That's
Been
Right.
burning.
Douglas has asked the same question as what people asked at the beginning of the chat, and what got you started, and that was it was a birthday gift from his good wife, where Ed went on a 2-day course as a birthday gift, and has never looked back.
Rex B says he's bought you and Nikki a cup of coffee, Steve.
Oh, thank you, Rex. Thank you very much, sir. You're a gentleman.
And Hodgepodge wants to know, are you leaving that bead in the platter?
Yeah, I think so. Something different, isn't it?
Are you not making a picture frame?
Picture frame. Yeah, I'm going to put a picture of me in the middle just for the wife head. Give us something to throw at. Or we could hang it on the door to keep the burglars away.
Yeah. And next week he's doing the darts to throw at us.
Brian from Woodturning says his attempt for the thin rim challenge is still in a bucket of water, getting wetter. That's what I did. Left mine in a bucket of water for a while. Pete says the problem with Buy Me a Coffee is he can't give you a £2 coin for the middle, so you'll have to sort the change out for yourself. That's what Steve did to fix the first bowl he funneled. Glued a £2 coin in the bottom head.
Well, it made it quite valuable then, didn't it?
Doubled the price, mate.
Made it worth,
Doubled the value of the bowl.
made it worth £2, yeah.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
I'm going to get a drill on that. Be easier with a drill, I think. If I can find a drill. There it is.
What's your preferred way of sanding then, Ed? Inertia or
I
power saw?
use the on my bowls, platters, hollow forms, inertia reel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives a nice even sand, and it's quick. Anything to be quick, really. You don't want to be standing there sanding for too long, do you? If you can help it.
I know some people make a career out of it.
Yeah, Mike Walt does a lot of sanding. He likes to sand.
Poor old
There's a
Mike is
question
getting it
there for you.
tonight, isn't he?
He always does. There's a question there for you, Ed, from Benjamin. What are your predictions for timber prices in the future? Seems like most online shops are out of stock.
They're going to go up. Stock is becoming a problem, and it's not just in wood turning, it's everything at the moment.
It's all flatwork as well, isn't it, Ed?
Sorry?
All the timber merchants, all their prices have gone through
Yeah,
the roof.
well, they've got no stock. So if they haven't got the stock, what they have got, they've got to earn more out of. So I think for the next year, I think prices are just going to keep climbing up and up and up. One of the big sawmills I used to buy the wood in to cut blanks off, I went to them 2 weeks ago and said, what have you got available? And they said, absolutely nothing. And they're one of the big boys. So it's going to get messy, for a while, I think.
Is it because problems with import, or is it Brexit, or?
Yeah, I think there's problems with import, which is then put demand on the British stuff for other industries. And then, we're sort of the lowest of the low when it comes to timber for our usage. So, why would they produce board so that we can have 2 and 3 inch and 4 inch thick blanks when they can mill it to inch stuff and get more money for it and sell it quicker? So I think we're going to be struggling for dried timber in the future. The tree surgeons will still be taking down trees. So my guess is if you hear a chainsaw, go and find out who's cutting down what and bag yourself some wood.
Yeah.
Go and have a look. Try it out yourself.
Terry's asking you, Ed. Sorry.
No, go on, Mark.
Ed, where do you source your artistic waney edge work?
Where do I source my artistic waney work? Oh, what, the wood for it?
Yeah.
Tree surgeons. When we were travelling to the mills, I've not been to the mills for a while. While I'm buying wood for stock, I always have a look and see what they've got there, because they quite often have piles of bits and pieces that they've cut off, and I normally just buy what they've got, so I have a stockpile, you know?
Mike's leaving in a huff.
Okay.
Because he can't take
Rex
the
B is
sarcasm
asking,
anymore.
Ed, what lesson do you wish more turners would practice and do?
More turners would practice and do. Right, Mike, I shall see you tomorrow. What should they practice and do? I think a lot of turners that I see are about quickly getting a finished product somewhere, and I think we touched on this earlier. To spend time and learn how to control the tool and the pressures and the speeds and all that sort of thing. I think that's what anybody that gets into wood turning, if they want to be proficient at it and produce good quality finished work, then you've got to stand there and understand your tools and learn some tool control.
Yeah, I've said this. I've said this for ages. You know, I keep on saying to people, whenever you go out to the workshop, spend 10-15 minutes, stick a lump of wood on there, stick a piece of spindle wood on there, do your beads, do your coves, practice this, practice that, and just do the practice every day. Every time you go in the workshop, before you even think about doing a finished piece, do some practice. I still do it now.
Yeah. When I was learning to turn, in them first 2 years, apart from spending a lot of time with a lot of seriously good turners to learn different techniques, I used to spend, I don't know, 25% of my time just turning wood to practice, not making anything, turning it round, turning it flat, turning it to nothing, all that sort of stuff.
Beads and coves.
Yeah, beads, coves.
You've got to put the practice in. If you want to be anywhere near proficient, you've got to put the practice in.
Yeah. And you look at all the top turners that we've got, the people like Mark Stanger, Nick Agar,
Steve
Joe
Jones.
Richardson, Steve Jones. You know, all these guys spend a lot of time, and they spent a lot of time practicing and learning. You know, and you know, a lot of them are actually sort of served apprenticeships in it. You know,
Yes.
Colin Way, I remember talking to him, and he learned, got a job at a wood place. He was doing returning, and he stood there for weeks and weeks and weeks making little lace bobbins. You know, thousands of them. But it learned in the tool control. And once you've mastered it on one tool, it's not hard to transfer that over to your other tool set, you know?
Mike Walters said many times publicly, even in your lives, that he considers you to be one of the greatest exponents of tool control.
Mike does that, so I have to phone him up and say, thanks, Mike. You know?
But he is, I mean, you can see it when you do remember to change camera, you can see your tool control is superb.
Thank you.
It is a beauty. You don't have to say thanks, really, but it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of good tool control out there, and they've just stood there and practiced. You know, you can spot a turner, a good turner, a mile off, because as soon as you see them pick the gouge up or whatever tool start cutting the wood, you know that they've spent the hours learning. You know. And we're fortunate. We've got a lot of very, very good turners. But what a lot of people don't do is they don't think to go and spend the whatever amount of money and spend a day with these people.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
A day with Stuart Mortimer, and you would learn more than you will learn trying to teach yourself in a year of YouTube and all that, because having someone like him next to you, he just says, well, tweak yourself like this or do this, you know. Always my little story with Stuart Mortimer. I went there, you know, the first question that when you get to what bevel angle have you got on your tools? You know, what bevel angle do you? So I said to Stuart Mortimer, I said, well, what bevel angle do you want? And he looked at me, he said, bevel angle? He said, don't worry about that. So I looked at his tools, and what he does is he grinds a micro bevel of about 1 millimetre on the tip of the tool, and the rest of the steel he virtually grinds away, so it's not in his way, and he just picks it up and zoop, round he goes, you know. So there's a lot of skill out there, so yeah, it's good. It didn't come off the lathe. I'm disappointed.
Sorry, Ed. Sorry.
I mean, the thing
Is he
is,
still turning?
talking about that.
I wasn't watching.
Right, Ruby was in the chat earlier on. I don't know if she's still in there. Now, Ruby Claire, who is over in Canada, she spends her holidays traveling around to woodturners from all over the world and getting lessons from them. And she has Stuart Mortimer is one of her friends. Whenever she's across in the UK, she goes to visit Stuart, and it tells with the type of turn that she does. It actually tells.
Who's the other
You
one?
know.
Pierre Escalade in France.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Francois.
Escalade, that's it.
You watch him use a beading, unbelievable, the man.
And Ruby has said that is one of her favourite tools. The beadon is.
Yeah, I've got one.
Which I think she's actually she's turned her beadon into a sort of parting tool, which she still uses for a whole variety of cuts.
Yeah. She's still in the chat. She's just commented.
Yep.
Question there from Ben for you, Ed. What are some of the things you see on YouTube that you think are bad practices?
Oh, hang on. Thanks, Ben, for that.
Putting a bead in the middle of a platter.
Yeah.
Not cutting the mortise big enough.
Verse on your lathe.
Catches on quick.
Bad practices. I think realistically there are some videos out there that people put up for a bit of fun when you get a block of wood flying off the lathe and hitting someone in the head. Those sort of things I think shouldn't be on there because people think that it'd be all right if it happens. Well, trust me, if it happens and you're unlucky, it'd be the last thing you see. So bits like that I'm not a fan of.
Bad
you know,
PPE.
if someone's not a very good turner and they're doing a bit of YouTubing, I haven't got a problem with that because most people, you've got to start somewhere, and sometimes it's just nerves. You know,
and also it could help them because people was just say, well, rather than doing this, try this, and that might help them.
That's right. Yeah, you get a lot of good turners that will give a bit of advice that helps. So, you know, but they're the things that really make me cringe. And people, when they use a spindle roughing gouge to do faceplate work, should be banned. You know,
yes,
just because someone's got the tool control to make it work, the next person that tries it is going to get an almighty catch and be in trouble. So, yeah. But there's no policing, is there? So it's the way it is. Thank you, Ruby. Ruby agrees.
Yep, and I agree with the pair of you.
I'll agree just so I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I've only been doing it 2 years.
Right, I'm gonna put some gill cream on that. Give it a bit of colour.
I've been lucky. I've had Wayne as a bit of a mentor, so. Or unlucky, depending how you look at it.
Oh.
Wayne, you've spent time helping me.
I was nice. I was really nice to you on Monday night.
Sorry, Ed.
What was
Say-
that, Ed?
Say again, Ed.
Eh?
What did you
I
say?
said Wayne's been helping Mark, and Mark's just tried to bury him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not very nice, is it?
I think that's called burning your bridges, isn't it? Something like that.
Oh, burning them. I think he's torched them to cinders.
He knows I don't mean it.
Well, that
I
what he's.
can't make out if Wayne's laughing or crying. I think he's upset.
No, I don't get upset. I just get even.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to put a bit of bronze embellishing wax in this. See if that comes up a little bit.
Yeah, Richard from RJK is put a very relevant thing in there. Many people talk about how many years they've been turning. One person might have spent 2 hours a week, and another person might have spent 40 hours a week.
It's true.
I reckon I put somewhere in between 10 and 12,000 hours at Laves.
I have got absolutely no idea whatsoever.
Thank you,
Doesn't
Ruby.
matter if you enjoy it, does it?
No, it doesn't. If you enjoy it, if you enjoy what you're doing, you don't need to count.
I suppose I probably do about 3 or 4 hours a day. Most days.
No excuse for you then, Mark.
No. Can't understand why I'm still so rubbish.
I can.
Oh! 1-1.
Expect nothing less.
Payback's a bitch, innit?
Richard says he doesn't think numbers go that high, Wayne.
No, I am. Right, comparatively speaking, comparatively speaking here, when you compare myself, I've been turning for coming up 35 years now. When you compare me and the likes of Steve Jones, who has been probably turning around about 35 years as well, the amount of hours turned, there is no comparison whatsoever. Because Steve Jones, he is a professional
He does
production wood turner.
8 or 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, isn't he? So.
Yeah, at least 5 days a week, sometimes 6. I mean, this is his job. That's what he does every day, unless he's out on the weekend walking with his wife and his dog. You know, the rest of the time he is in the shop turning, and that's what he's doing. 8, 9, 10 hours a day. I don't do that. So years wise, yeah, probably the same length of time. Hours wise, nowhere near.
Yeah.
Oh, my stick's broke.
Quality wise, I mean, again, no comparison between.
You're far better, Wayne, aren't you?
Oh, no way. No fucking way. Oh, sorry, that was an F-bomb. Sorry about that.
Oh, Wayne,
no
that's
way
it.
at all.
That's it.
That's another.
Sorry, Steve.
That's
Sorry.
another drink for Caitlin.
Yeah, I know. No way at all. There is no comparison between what I do and what Steve Jones does. He is a proper professional wood turner, and I would say one of the best wood turners within the UK, if not the world.
Yeah, he's certainly up there as a turner. He's definitely got to be in that top 5% in the world, I would think.
Definitely.
He just makes it look so effortless, doesn't he? Just completely effortless.
Yeah, and his accuracy.
The thing
Richard's
is,
off.
Steve, I mean, as being an apprentice to his granddad, because he was an apprentice to his granddad, he was spending, sort of weeks, if not months, doing one cut,
Yeah,
and then spending weeks and months doing another cut.
yeah.
That's what he did. In fact, I think I remember him saying at one time in one of his videos that the first 6 months he spent sweeping up.
Like any good apprentice should.
Well, that's the way it used to be, wasn't it? You were just a dog's body to start with on your apprenticeship ladder, and then you carried on along,
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar type of thing with the likes of Alan Batty. That it's a similar type of process with Alan Batty. It was a similar type of process, probably with Stuart as well, Alan's son. It was probably a similar type of process there as well.
That's better.
Richard, I think I spend a lot longer on my hair than Wayne.
Which one? Which one, Ed? Is it the one on the left or the one on the right?
If I didn't cut my hair every day, it'd be long and get in my eyes, which I think is dangerous when you're wood turning.
That's why I tie mine back, Ed.
Has your beard turned into a safety beard yet, Ed? Because Wayne's is a safety beard.
He's got a safety beard.
Yeah, safety beard.
Ah.
It's a PPE beard.
Mine's going to turn into a safety beard. It's coming off. It was only because I got bored in lockdown. I thought I'll grow a beard and a bit to take
The only reason that Ed shaves his head is for when he gets itchy palms, so he can go like that over the top of his
Itchy
head.
palms.
It's
I like it.
Doc Miller's having to go. He's got to go and cut the grass.
Oh man, do you want to come and cut mine?
See you, Doug.
See you,
Don't
Doc.
mention grass.
Sore subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, sore subject, definitely.
Right, I think we're there. That'll do me. Can't really
Yes,
see.
Doc. It's Woodturning 21. This is Steve Jones' channel.
Turn that light off. You can't see that.
Doesn't do much on YouTube. He does a lot on Facebook.
Yeah, he puts videos out sort of maybe a couple of times a week.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week. Just little shorts. Dave Dalby is another one on Instagram. He's another good SKU user.
Right, let's clear this up.
Another production wood turner. Looks really nice, Steve.
Not bad for a bit of old scrap worktop, is it?
I'd forgotten you were actually doing some turning.
Oh, thanks, mate. You know, just had to keep the numbers up. Nothing too flash. I know it's nothing too flash, but I just wanted to keep Joe quiet, really. No, I'm joking. Is she still in the chat? Is she still in the chat? Yeah, she's still there.
Looks nice. I always like having the lines. It frames things, doesn't it?
Yeah, around the
it
outside. Just finish. I thought I looked a bit plain without. I thought those would just finish it off, really.
Yeah, it draws your eye, and I think lines do a lot for bowls and platters and stuff.
Good thing is, I'll be able to have me crackers around the outside and a bit of cheese in the middle now.
Oh, you shouldn't have mentioned that.
Why? Crackers?
Oh no, Mark doesn't like chip and dip type things.
Oh, does he? Well, here's my chip and dip bowl.
I bloody hate them. I really do. I just think they look so clunky.
See, Mark actually thought that looked very, very nice before you mentioned putting stuff in it.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it would look lovely on a wall.
Whatever. Frisbee. Well, there we go. Where's the camera? Up there. Here.
Very nice, Steve. Very nice.
It's actually quite a nice
Oh,
pattern in there. That's actually quite a good bit of worktop because there's no voids in the joints like there is in some of the cheaper stuff. So I'm actually glad I had that left over when I done that kitchen.
Oh, you didn't cut it out the work surface then?
Yeah, when I cut the sink out.
The
Yeah.
chat was going that mad tonight, Steve. I never even saw you turn that.
Didn't you? I'll just have to start again. Welcome to the channel.
Probably a good thing. Probably a good thing, Wayne.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Where's that delete button? Hang on. Where's that mute button? Well then, there you go. Right, guys, if you got any more questions for Ed before we go, let's bring you guys back. Mark, put your clothes back on.
Been fully clothed the whole time because this guy's been watching me.
So, if you got any more questions for Ed before we go, Ed, I would just like to say a massive thank you for coming on, sir.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been good fun.
No,
Nice way to spend the evening.
That's good. That's what we like to hear. It's all about having a bit of fun on a Friday night. I've got all shavings. My missus is going to kill me when I go in the house and take my top off.
Right, that's got nothing to do with shavings. His missus is going to kill him just for going in the house.
Yeah.
Hang on, what's time? No, I've got another 45 minutes before I can go in yet.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been very entertaining.
As you're a star, Ed, and I do appreciate it. And if you're willing, we'll have you back on either tail end of the year or beginning of next year, if that's okay.
Yeah, I might do some turning by then, eh?
Oh, that'll be a change.
Right. So no more questions.
I've put the link into the channel, into the chat for Ed's channel.
Yeah, just
if
in case.
If anybody's not already subscribed, check Ed's channel out because he does some fantastic stuff.
Yep.
And it's usually a scream. When he remembers to change cameras, mind.
And the thing I'd like to say about the turning community, the maker community, full stop. Everybody's willing to share their knowledge. There's no, you go to some things and there's always that little bit. I'm not telling you how to do that. You know what I mean? Everybody's prepared to share their knowledge with everybody else, and that's what I love about this community.
Yeah, it's good. Douglas, no, I don't do any parts for lathes. I've just seen that. There is a good website. I can't remember what it's called, and it does graduate parts. Loads.
Yeah, he's already got that link, Ed.
All right.
Steve Ellis has put, don't forget the VB challenge.
Oh yeah, while you were away, Ed, somebody mentioned that Glenn, Wayne and yourself should do a VB challenge because you've all got VBs.
That was Glenn that mentioned that.
Oh, was it? Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the challenge? See who can turn the smallest thing on a VB.
Oh, I've already done that. I've been there and done that.
You did a 1 mil finial, didn't you?
Yeah, I did very. In fact, I didn't do it as a video. I actually did it in a chat room one afternoon.
Ah, right. Okay. So what's it got to be the biggest piece of wood in the world?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I tell you what, Ed. Let's you and Glenn get together and see what we can come up with for a VB challenge.
Okay.
Are you going to be going to Harrogate, Ed?
I don't know. It's a long way to travel, and realistically, it's a sort of sales show, isn't it? More than anything, my plans.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I will go to the.
It's not like UKIS, where it's a seminar type thing. It is a woodworking sales event that has woodturners there.
Yeah.
You get a few demos, but not many.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to go to the AWGB thing this year, and I'm definitely going to Wizardry in Wood in London. Because they're wood turning, you know.
Yeah.
Those two I will definitely do. I doubt if I'll go to Harrogate, but then if I'm not doing anything that weekend, when I fancy it, I'll pop up there. I'm doing Terry's concrete. He's doing a Conkers event down here in
Yeah.
Kent. So
In Kent,
he's
yeah.
asked me if I'd take a shop along to that. So I'm going to do that.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. I don't know, it's September, October time. So, yeah. I don't sort of go do too many shows, you know.
I'll tell you, I've said this before in other people's lives as well, Ed. What needs to happen is for Martin to start getting his head together and doing UKIS again.
UKIS was a really, really good show, I think, because it was social community people, woodturners coming together, and it was just about the woodturning, and everybody sort of knew each other from online and that. So it's like meeting a great big group of friends, and it was like a big party, and probably one of the best shows I think I've ever been to in my working life. You know,
yeah. It wasn't huge. It was big enough. But
yeah,
it wasn't huge, and it was purely about wood turning, and it was nice. It was a brilliant event, and I don't know what Martin thinks, but personally, I think it should happen again.
Yeah, I think there'll be something coming along. There's another little event I do where I take a shop for them, and that's Surrey Association of Woodturners, and they put an event on in October, just one day, and they have about 6 clubs all displaying their work, and they have inter-club turning competitions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then you've got like Simon goes with his lathes and his stuff. I take up a shop and in the middle, and I think Axminster have a little stand, and then there's a guy selling wood, and then there's a couple of clubs doing live sort of demonstrations, and then they have a guest demonstrator for the day. Les Thorne did it one year. Colwyn Way, he did it one year. He's a fantastic turner, Colwyn.
No, there's another production turner, Les Thorne.
Yes, Thorne. Yeah. And he was taught by Gary Rance, and Gary Rance is a phenomenal duction turner. You know, there is a real community of highly skilled people out there. And that's a good day, you know, because it's the same sort of group of people, same clubs, and it's good fun for the day. So, yeah, I think there's definitely space for a little 2-3 day event purely around wood turning. Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're going to knock this on the head. We can carry on chatting afterwards, guys. If that's all right.
Okay.
All right. Right. So, again, massive thank you, Ed, for coming over and sharing your knowledge with us all. And showing us I'll tell you, mate, some of your pieces are awesome. Them pieces are really nice.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing those. So anyway, guys. I, myself and my wife will be back Sunday, 1 o'clock. Hopefully Ed will be live tomorrow, but we don't know. He's got internet problems. So
we've had no calls, so I've got no broadband in the barn, so I think it's a dumb thing that it won't happen. So
okay. Well, hopefully, but you never know. Okay, then. So if not, guys, I will see you Sunday. I don't know who's on tomorrow. I can never remember who's on. There's that many people on. Who's on tomorrow, Wayne? You're the master of dates and times.
No idea.
No.
What's tomorrow? Saturday. Hodgepodge will have a live probably about 2 o'clock our time. I'm not sure if Emma's on tomorrow night. Tiny Turner. Then that's it really for tomorrow. Sunday will be you. Wayne will have a premiere. Mike Waltz on at about 7:15, 7:30.
Yeah,
he's doing a live Sunday.
I'm going to put my premiere out hopefully just after Mike finishes.
Then JP Woodwork will have a premiere at about 11. Caitlin the Cat 11:30. Terry from TJ Turning stepping in on Monday lunchtime, and I'm live Monday night, 8 o'clock.
There you go. A full schedule for the weekend. So anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed. Hope you've enjoyed Ed on the show, or Ed on the live, should we say, not show. Makes it sound like a quiz show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming over. Take care. Have a great weekend. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Night.
Night all. Night.
Night,
Bye.
everybody.
All right, there we go.